Hello and welcome to the Communication Advantage. I'm Roxani, your Microexpressions trainer, and today, episode 4, the silent sign of hesitation. The room was quiet. People nodded, yet something didn't feel quite right. Have you ever presented an idea during a meeting and noticed that everyone seemed to agree? But you had the feeling that someone wanted to say something and simply didn't. Today we'll explore hesitation, not disagreement, not anxiety, but those moments when someone is still deciding whether to speak. Hesitation can appear in small, subtle ways. You might notice what we call false starts. A person slightly opens their mouth to speak and then closes it again. Or they take a breath as if they're about to contribute, but remained silent. Perhaps they begin to raise a hand, then lower it without saying a word. These are not signs of certainty for sure, but they may simply suggest that someone is holding something back. You may also notice signals of restraint. Imagine the lips becoming gently pressed together, almost forming a thin horizontal line. It's as if the mouth is quietly saying, "Not yet." In the facial axocodic system, or FAX, maybe you know it as FAX, this expression is often associated with action units 23 and 24, involving lip tightening or lip pressing. Depending on the context, lip compression may be associated with hesitation, emotional restraint, disagreement, or a withheld opinion. Sometimes hesitation is visible through evaluation behaviors like a brief touch to the chin, or a quick sideways glance, a short moment of stillness after hearing an important idea. And sometimes hesitation is easier to hear than to see. Longer pauses before an answer, or a quiet, "well," or "let me think for a moment." But here's the most important principle. One facial movement, one facial expression, one facial behavior, one body language behavior is never enough to tell us exactly what someone is thinking or feeling. A facial expression is not proof of an emotion. Context always matters, we remember this, and we don't read minds. We are observers. So instead, we observe carefully. Look for clusters of behavior, stay curious, and as per Socrates, ask better questions. Now imagine you are leading your team. You present a new proposal and most people nod in agreement. You are so happy. But one colleague briefly presses their lips together, takes a breath as if about to speak, and then remains silent. Many people would continue presenting. Instead, you pause. Allow a moment of silence, it's okay. Then simply say, "Dear team, I'd really value your perspective. Is there anything you'd like us to consider before we move forward?" And then pause again. Let the silence. Allow the moment. Notice what you are doing right now. You are not assuming they disagree. You are not putting them on the spot. You are not interpreting their facial expression. You are simply creating a safe space for them to contribute. Very often that's all people need to express an important concern before it becomes a much bigger problem. Your practical exercise for today: during your next meeting, don't focus on convincing people. Focus on observing. We are observers. Notice brief lip compression. Notice thoughtful pauses. Notice moments of silence. Don't interpret a single signal. Observe the cluster and consider the context. Then ask one open, respectful question. Because communication is not about reading minds. It's about creating enough psychological safety for people to speak their mind. I'm Roxani, and thank you for joining me on the Communication Advantage, because the strongest conversations begin when we notice what others are still deciding whether to say.